Oh, that one hurt.
God,
I
my
think he's
eyes
bluffing.
hurt so.
Really
Give
think he's
him
bluffing.
5,000 if he
Staring
can't
at
show
that
you
card.
ace high or better. Give him a free roll for 1,000 on ace high or better if he can't.
I really think he's
The
bluffing.
light's just like.
What's wrong with your eyes?
Tom Dwan, better known as Dur, built his legend on fearless play. While most players freeze under massive stakes, Dwan thrives in chaos, pulling off bluffs so wild they've become poker history. We're diving into his sickest bluffs, millions on the line, tension sky high, and Dwan still firing. And stick around for a bonus clip where he breaks down one of his best bluffs himself. Too tricky to tangle with, Tom Dwan finds himself across the felt from Andrew Feldman, armed with his accolades and reputation during a high-stakes cash game. But when Tom slams on the gas with a less than stellar hand, things get dicey fast.
Action on Feldman.
Could be deciding whether it's worth trying to flop a set.
23-6.
And it's $23,600 to Feldman. It's an additional $16,600. Well, if you knew Tom Dwan had aces or kings, let's say this is Chris Ferguson, and you knew Tom Dwan had aces or kings, you could call for set value. The problem is Tom Dwan doesn't necessarily need a hand like that to make this move.
That's the problem. If he was playing against a predictable player, I agree with you in this hand.
Well, if you flop a set, you flop a set. I'm not.
Well, when you got 350,000 in front of you, though, that kind of changes things a bit. Stacks are pretty deep. I'd be real surprised if Feldman calls here.
I mean, he's in position with pocket eights. I mean, it's a perfect spot.
Well, he's almost assured to get a bet into him if the flop comes anything dangerous or anything innocent.
Yeah, Feldman's just not going to get involved.
I don't blame him. Tom Dwan just too tricky of a player.
For most, Feldman's pocket eights would be a spot to lean in and set mine. But up against Dwan, it's a whole different equation. Tom's relentless $24,000 pre-flop aggression forces Feldman out of the pot. Chalk it up to Dwan being just too tricky of a player to mess with. The 7-deuce stunner. From the legendary full-tilt Dur $1 Million Challenge on Sky Sports comes one of the most replayed poker hands online. Tom Dwan squares off against Sammy George, armed with nothing but the dreaded 7-deuce, and turns it into pure gold.
Tom opens to 6,000 here, double the raise he's been making from the button previously, with 7-deuce. That's highly unusual.
I do 7 again. I wanted to just take it down.
You don't have to do 7.
Tom announces his hand, and Sammy doesn't believe him.
You don't have to do 7.
It's funny, I mean, what would you make it 6x with? Obviously, he's trying to take the...
Either 7-deuce or a very strong hand trying to look like 7-deuce, I think.
10,000.
How much?
He's bet nearly the size of the pot, and Sammy calls here. Tom should pretty much be done with this at this stage, right? I mean...
Well, it's hard to say.
Raise.
Oh, Sammy has raised it here.
27.
A little check raise to only 27,000. Now we're building a huge pot here.
Feels like kind of an optimistic call. I mean, that deuce of hearts, you know, the heart will come and Tom could be in big trouble.
Still be behind. I wonder if he's reading something into that raise size by Sammy. It reminds me a little bit of the Queen-Jack hand, where Sammy had Queen-Jack and Tom had 7-5 on Queen-6-3, and Sammy made a little check raise, and then Tom ended up bluffing him out of the pot. I wonder if something similar might be going on here, if Tom thinks Sammy has made that check raise with a medium-strength hand that he might not be willing to get all his chips in with.
That's... Dirk could... He must think he's drawing dead right now, Dur.
He probably thinks he's got a shot at the heart being live, but a whole lot of the time, yeah, he'll be drawing dead to a small or medium flush or something like top or second pair with a big heart.
Time to give up.
He's come this far. It's got to be tempting to try to win that 162,000 in the middle one way or another.
I mean, Surely Sammy's checked the call here, and Durr knows it.
Sammy has a stronger hand than I think Tom would expect.
Come on.
No!
Wow! That is a gigantic bet.
No way.
More than double the pot. What is Sammy gonna do here? This making things awfully tough on him. Yeah. Sammy looks like he's gonna call. He looks like he's...
This is the pot to get him even.
Yeah, Sammy calls here and he's ahead. Tom will have only about 120,000 left in front of him. Sammy will be up 130.
Just a moment.
Looks like Sammy might be getting ready to get rid of those cards.
Wow.
Oh, you can't fold, Sammy. There it goes. And Tom will table the 7-2 to collect an additional 10,000.
Ouch.
And he told him right at the outset of the hand, I have 7-2. I just wanted to pick up the blinds. Sammy said he didn't believe him. And he didn't.
What makes this hand unforgettable isn't just the cards, but the audacity. Tom tells him his hand and then pushes the bluff through every street. The result? A monster pot and one of the greatest bluffs in poker history. We searched far and wide to bring you the sickest Tom Dwan bluffs. Now it's your turn to help out. Like and subscribe to help us keep the cards and the content coming. A game of chicken. When Tom Dwan and Phil Ivey collide, you know fireworks are coming. Fresh off a heater with over $1 million in chips, Ivey is locked in and laser focused. Across the table sits Tom Dwan, the wild card, the fearless bluffer, ready to test one of the greatest players alive.
Respect. Durr is the last one. We're gonna find out about the respect card right now. This is the moment.
comes 40,000.
From Durr, you don't know what to expect at any time in your life. It's total wild card madness game with Durr.
There is about 18,000 out there already. Dwan into raising here, hoping that he doesn't. But he does.
And enter the wild card madness card. That's a 25. I don't even have one of those. He goes right to the exploit me, and he knows that I have to give up 5 chips to call. He's the best. He just torturing me. So when I try and get in with 1 chip, he puts in 2. Durr might be the best.
So it's a 1 blue chip?
Ellie's big winner. He might take a shot.
1 blue chip. A lot of people at home call it 1 blue chip.
Just 1 blue chip.
Worst lay down I ever make in my life.
See if Mr. Ivey puts in that blue chip. Nope, it's 5 white chips.
It looks quite baller with Ivey's stacks of money and chips. It's most baller.
Dwan misses. A little $45,800 continuation bet. Ivey is analyzing the hand. It's very possible that Tom Dwan has a set. He raised $25,000 before the flop. He knows he's not going to get Tom Dwan to lay down a hand like ace-king or aces.
How much is Roger's hand right there? About 750.
But he does have a big draw, and he is playing against Tom Dwan. He might decide to gamble and raise. He just calls. 3 of spades on the turn, about as blank as you can get. 162,000 in the pot already. The man with 9 high bets 123-2. Phil Ivey has a big decision now. He feels he's behind. He's trying to figure out if he can get paid off if he makes his hand. He decides to call. I think he's calling for two reasons. One, he feels he can get paid off if he hits his hand. And two, there's a small chance that Dwan is completely airballing. Ivey makes a pair of sixes on the river. Misses the flush, misses the straight. There's $408,700 out there. It's not like Tom Dwan to give up. He is loading the gun. He fires. $268,200.
How much is that? How much do you have left?
This isn't just another bluff attempt. Dwan is staring down a red-hot Phil Ivey, and every move looks like a tightrope walk between brilliance and disaster. Is Tom calm and collected, or barely holding it together? It's impossible to tell.
Tom Dwan is starting to gulp now. The excitement is overwhelming to Ellie.
Sorry.
He only does for a minute. Anthony's like he's sleeping.
This is not, I don't usually take this long.
No, I don't.
No one cares, Ivy. You can take till the...
It's 500,000 in the pot. You want us to tell you anything? 500 in the middle. Four something.
Go back to sleep, kid.
Just go back to bed.
Dwan looks worse.
Can't be nothing. Except for that.
Can't be nothing except what Tom Dwan has.
Okay. Oh, that one hurt.
God,
my eyes hurt so.
Really give him 5,000 if you can't show your ace high or better. Give him a free roll for 1,000 on ace high or better if you can't.
I really think he's
The light's just like...
What's wrong with your eyes?
Because I was staring at the same card the whole time, and something about the lights must really...
Yeah, let's go.
Dur, you're a very interesting human. I'm glad to be in your orbit.
A 268,000 stone cold bluff that actually gets through. Phil folds, and Tom drags in the mountain of chips. Against Ivey of all people. It's a moment that proves exactly why Dwan's reputation as fearless and unpredictable will live forever in poker lore. Tom catches a bluffer. This time, the tables turn. On Hustler Casino Live, Wesley dares to take a big swing at none other than Tom Dwan. And the result is one of the most electrifying clashes in recent memory. With the pot climbing past $3 million, Wesley leans hard on fearless aggression, trying to muscle Dwan off the hand. All the while, Tom sits quiet, unreadable, guarding his cards like a secret.
Now, this hand is weird for a couple of reasons. One, we're playing stand-up game. Two, the whole thing with Doug Polk saying, "I saw your hand." So a 3-bet from Wesley to 30,000. Tom Dwan, who according to DGAF earlier has been playing a pretty low variance style, has decided to 4-bet to 100,000, and these players are deep. And Doug is watching because he knows what Wesley has, and Wesley has just 5-bet.
Big blind, takes a minute and a half. Min raises. The hand plays the same way to the river. River, finally the guy bets. Small blind bets. Big guy uses like 2 time chips. Calls, top pair, top. It was just like, I'm just like, no, I'm not coming. I'm not playing any more tournament play.
I thought those come to London because I've got my 200,000 tournament. Are they invitational only?
I thought those come to shot clocks now, though. Yeah, they were using their shot clocks.
The point was, even with the shot clock,
they know
were just
exactly
like
the maximum amount of time they were going to use.
I need all you
guys. Oh, they're like max.
Dwan on the left side of your screen, Wesley on the right side.
Invitational, businessman and pro. $250,000 buy-in. 1 re-entry allowed.
Pounds?
£20,000 or 250,000.
And there's the call from Dwan. If you're not watching, come back to your screen right now. Over $500,000 in the pot. We haven't seen a flop yet.
Well, the million was a reaction too, wasn't it? No. I played a million in my
8-8-3, 2 diamonds out there. Wesley does have the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, they play separate day one.
Then together on day 2.
Businessman can invite a pro. Normally a pro will offer like a 5% free roll or something, that's a deal. So all pros in business then. I paid £1 million, I paid £1 million.
But I mean, starting everyone in
Dwan started the hand
playing by
with about 1.5 million.
Look at the Rex is still get fucking.
Wesley has him covered.
No, look at Cyprus, it was all Rex in the final.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what they should do? They should just.
Exactly, banker pros were in there.
Rex.
Those guys are good.
Never leave the poker room.
You know what they should do? They should just play like businessmen and amateurs, and pros separately, all the way down to final table each, and then combined at like 2 tables and redraw and they play it out.
Maybe they can play them longer, yeah.
Hey,
I think
guys, this is a really big pot. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
About 125.
Wesley just asked Dwan how much he had behind, and that got the whole table quiet. Wesley bets 125,000. Whatever Dwan called with pre-flop, I can't imagine him folding on an 8-8-3 board.
125. That's what he bet?
That is the bet.
There's the call from Dwan. Pot now, 812,000. Dwan with about 1.1 million behind. Turn a blank.
Check.
1.2 million in there already. If Dwan calls this, we'll have one of the biggest pots we've ever seen, and still a river to come. And there's the call. The river's a 6. Wesley with just ace high.
Check.
Dwan checks it one more time.
All in.
There's the all-in.
He said all in?
He said all in.
Things have really escalated quickly here.
What the?
Look at the size of that pot.
What the fuck? Feels like he just flopped trips. But he's the only one with money, right?
5 bets pre-flop. Wesley bet the flop, bet the turn, and has moved all in on the river. We've got 2.3 million in there.
Feels like you're just flopping. Huh?
He's got queens. There's the call.
Hey, call.
Call.
Tom Dwan has just won the biggest pot in the history of televised poker. $3.1 million to Tom Dwan.
This is 1.5 and change. Holy shit.
The truth comes out. Dwan reveals pocket queens, dismantling Wesley's massive bluff in brutal fashion. the $3 million pot slides his way, another reminder why Dwan is one of poker's most feared names. For Wesley, it's proof that bluffing the wrong opponent can be a very expensive lesson. Bonus clip, Durr tells it himself. What could be better than hearing about a bluff straight from the man himself? On high-stakes poker, Tom Dwan finds himself battling two heavyweights, WSOP main event champion Peter Eastgate and poker legend Barry Greenstein.
So this is season 5 of High Stakes Poker, and this is a big hand I played versus Barry and Peter Eastgate, where I pulled a pretty monkey-ish bluff, which ended up working out. So I got to win that money, which was sweet. Barry raised under the gun with aces. I called next to act, and every other person at the table called. So the pot was, I believe, 21,600 on the flop, or something very close to there, because Barry made it 2,500. And yeah, I think it was our first family pot of the night. So it's kind of an interesting side note. And then the flop came 10 deuce deuce. And I picked up top pair and had a backdoor flush draw. So I'm thinking my hand could be good. Barry bets 10,000 into me, and he could definitely have me beat after betting that. Also, someone else could easily have me beat. I could fold here, I could call. I wouldn't really like folding. And if I call, someone else could maybe put a little bit of a squeeze play on. Also, someone else would still call with ace 10 or king 10. I thought raising was pretty cool because someone might fold ace 10 or king 10 behind me. Almost definitely would fold ace 10 or king 10. Also, it left my options open for the turn. If Barry called, I was probably beaten, but could maybe bluff at the turn. It just looks so strong for him to bet into 8 people and me to raise next to act. So I think it leaves my options pretty open. Everyone's folding so far, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm like, okay, nice. I'm just gonna take down the pot. And hopefully Barry will fold when it gets back to him. And then Eastgate calls cold. And that sets some alarm bells off, obviously, and it seems pretty likely that he has a deuce. He could maybe have jacks or better, but it's pretty unlikely he'd just call at a small blind with 8 people to the flop. So he's probably got a deuce. And then Barry calls after him really quickly. So Barry's got, at least ace 10 and probably way better. And I'm thinking he probably has at least jacks here and maybe better. Now they both check to me, and the only way I can win the pot's by betting, but that obviously might seem like a bad idea since it's very likely Eastgate has trips. But I've played with Eastgate a lot, and I showed up with a lot of good hands versus him in the past. And I thought it was a time that he might put it together and realize that I'm never betting this turn with any hand other than a bluff or a hand that beats a deuce. Most likely I'm not betting the turn without at least ace deuce or maybe king deuce, or very likely a full house or something. And Eastgate put that all together and folded, which made me really happy. And then I knew that Barry would probably fold after I bet and expected him to fold quickly because, I'm representing such a strong hand. Then he started thinking, and I was just sitting there like, uh-oh, this could end badly. Don't be a hero, just throw it away, don't be a hero. And Barry has a strong hand here with aces, obviously. There's almost nothing that beats him. But at the same point, there's almost nothing that I play this way that doesn't beat him. So even though very few hands beat him, it seems very likely when I put in this much money after getting cold called and Barry calling that I have at least a deuce and probably better. So I'm sitting there just saying, think the same way I'm thinking, Barry, fold that hand. And he thought about it for way longer than I expected. And then finally those cards went into the muck and I was pretty happy.
Dwan applies relentless pressure, forcing Eastgate to lay down trips and even getting Greenstein to fold pocket aces. It's the kind of play that cements Tom's reputation as one of the boldest and most dangerous players ever to sit at the table. If you want to keep up with the wildest suckouts, brutal coolers, and jaw-dropping poker hands, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.